Hi friends, welcome back to Botanical Woman. Today I'm going to be doing some propagation maintenance in my propagation box, which I don't think I officially have gone through it with you guys, so I'll take you guys along on the journey today. The first time I'm doing any maintenance to this box, so it's a little bit of a mess. So you guys get to see the real deal of what's going on. This was the last thing that came into this box, and I think it's not going to propagate because there's some roots growing. It fell over and all the water came out at one point, so it dried up a bit. So at the bottom, let's just go through the setup of this propagation box. It's just a regular storage box that I got from Walmart. And then there is a layer of leca at the very bottom. And that is really just to hold some moisture. So usually they will be, you can actually see there's still a bit of water at the bottom. And I feel like it just really helps. It's like basically creating a massive pebble tray. And so it creates a lot of humidity. And when it dries up, I just refill it again. And the plants really like it. Now up on top, not as ideal. When I was redoing the plant wall, I just had a lot of random plants that needed saving. The pink princess is one of them. And this actually was added not too long ago. And so it's actually, as you can see, there's a new leaf, very beautiful, coming back. The plant was in very bad shape after it went onto the plant wall. So I'm gonna gently take out some of the plants to see how they're doing. And they look like they're doing fine. But if there's any rotting, I just wanna make sure that I'm getting on top of that. And this is just forest moss that I had purchased. I thought I'd just try it, and it seems to be working fine. I did soak it in some hydrogen peroxide when I was using it for my terrarium, if there's any pests or anything. This is obviously doing very well. I threw it on top thinking that, it'll be fine, but clearly not. So you gotta bury this stuff if you really want them to grow. That was my philodendron lemon lime. So just getting rid of whatever I see that is not supposed to be there. I don't want to dig around too much because I don't want to disturb them. You really don't want mushy plant matter in your propagation box. It just causes rot very easily. And I do keep this relatively dry. Like, it's actually really light right now. I've been underwatering it because there is no drainage holes on the bottom of these boxes, so I have to be really careful when I water it, and that is one thing that I wanted to change today, but I might not actually even do that because some of the plants look like they're doing kind of fine in here. So I feel like I've been messing with the plants too much, and they're not happy when I do that. Go figure. As you guys can see, there is an elbow. Oh my lord. So I would say the first leaf, which I can show you guys. Let's put it here. Yeah, this was the first leaf that came out. It actually took a while for it to pop out. I think it was, rooting first, and then this leaf came along shortly after that. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like just maybe too much light. So maybe a little bit of a light burn because it's hitting the top of the box. And this leaf actually is brand new. I haven't even seen it, so this is the first time we're seeing it together. So once it gets going, I feel like, it's gonna start taking off. So it's good news. I wanna see, yeah, so it's rooting, I don't know if you guys can see, it's rooting right there, right at that node as well. So you can actually see it from over here too. So it's good. Okay, this side, same setup, just a bunch of plant that was either half dying. The CZ Raven got totally overwatered. It's doing better in the box. This is my cordyline that was completely dead. I forgot what killed it. Hoya Lisa is growing. Trying to get rid of some of those leaves. This could be done better. Like, how would I do this better? I would definitely put, drainage holes, or, you know, use a container that already has drainage holes so that I can water it better. Like, you know, give it a more thorough watering, because right now, you know, I water it lightly because I don't want the roots to be sitting in water. And I had this, let me show you guys. It's a seedling tray that I picked up that I actually ended up cutting in half, but I was thinking I could use something like this because, you know, it's nice and big and it has holes at the bottom, but it's actually too small. Like, it doesn't fill the whole length, so I think I'm gonna skip it. So that is the only thing that I would really change about this setup. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, and I think I've had this stuff in here for, I don't know, how long has the plant wall been up?
6 months.
Yeah, so I think that that's one of the reasons why I love propagation boxes, or just humidity domes, whatever you want to call them, because it's really low maintenance and, you know, you don't really have to do much, and they kind of just do their own thing. You just got to make sure to water it. Right now it's pretty dry. It's just a lot of perlite, as you can see. You can use basically 100% perlite if you want it to. It doesn't really matter, because you don't want anything that's going to hold like an extreme amount of moisture anyway. And, you know, try to bury things. I got pretty lazy about it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Overall, it is very dry, so I'm going to have to water it. Let's dig around a little. Some moss. There's an elbow. That's some dead plant. I should cut that off. Oh well, partially dead. Let me go get my scissors. Yeah, I guess I'll cut that part. Yeah, I just had, you know, used whatever I had available. So I think this was all the moss that was left over from the terrarium project. So that's why the other one I just used. This is part of the pink princess, so that rotted, but it rerooted, so that's good. Cut that a little bit further. A lot of these I just pulled off of the plant wall just to try to save them. Okay, let's put it back. I guess we can turn it this way. I guess the one thing, this should be more secure. It's just that every single time I move it in and out, it like has an issue with falling over. Let's try to use this. This is a little fatter and bigger. And move it away from the balls. So maybe it's just sits snug. Rolling around. Alright. If you're wondering why this water is this color, is because it's from the fish tank. So I'm going to refresh the water, and then I'm going to water the box. I'm pretty lazy about refreshing this water, so I wouldn't be super surprised if it, you know, doesn't grow into a plant. If you want it to grow more, I would definitely refresh the water more often. So this is just some fish tank water that I've saved. Just makes my life easier. And use my little hippo. Give her a little shower. A nice even distribution of moisture is good. And once I water it, I can leave it for weeks, really. It's just you don't want it to dry out. And that's what the bottom is really for. It really helps maintain the moisture level. So for the bottom, I'm gonna water the boxes a little bit more, but for the bottom, I just pour it in. So I should really do this after we slide it in because it gets really heavy. So do that last, but that's what you would do. And then it doesn't matter because it doesn't have holes, right? The Tupperware's inside. so I don't have to worry about it like, you know, rotting. If anything, I keep these boxes on the drier side. This is my propagation box. I mean, I've done different versions of it historically. You can check my older videos, but you know, there's nothing more to a propagation box other than it being able to hold humidity and getting some amount of airflow. Like, I drilled holes. Can you guys see? Ooh. I drilled some holes into this for air, and it seems fine. Don't really have any mold issue. I do have a bit of a fungus gnat problem in there, although it's not too bad right now. To deal with it, I just use hydrogen peroxide. It's my go-to. There was a little bit of mealybugs. I just have had mealybugs in my plant collection ever since I got it. So, you know, you just kind of maintain it as you go using systemics. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. It's really, really simple. And obviously there is a light that is attached to the shelf, and that's on for 14 hours, I think. Somewhere between 12 and 14 hours. And it is pink light. I have white light. It doesn't really matter to me. I think I talked about this before in my grow light video, is that I would not get pink lights because it just makes everything pink, and the plants don't particularly, you know, they're not flowering plants or fruiting plants. They're just foliage plants, so they're not as picky about what spectrum of lighting that they like. I think full spectrum is the way to go. Everything's looking good. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep the stuff in here, because I said I'm super lazy, so probably gonna keep it in here as long as I can until they outgrow the box. Like the Albo's sort of outgrowing the box, but I'm going to leave it in there as long as I can because I want it to get as big as possible before I take it out. I would like to propagate it some more and make baby Albos. All right, guys, that is it for this week. Let me know if you have any questions and what's going on in your propagation box. Propagating is probably one of my favorite parts of my plant hobby. And yeah, watching little babies grow are super cool. All right, happy growing.